Welcome back to my channel.
If you'd asked me 10 years ago where I'd be in a decade, I would not have guessed this. Welcome to my life. I make music. I laugh at everything except when I'm crying. Life's a trip. Wanna ride?
Happy Transgender Day of Remembrance. Every year this day is a little heavy. Reach out to your trans siblings, or just reach across your own lap and give yourself a hug. Last year I took a lot of action, I took a lot of risks, and this year I feel like I've paid a lot of prices. On Trans Day of Remembrance, what I want to remember is to stay focused and to keep going. I've been so hard and constantly pushing myself and hardening and trying not to get my feelings hurt on a daily, minute-to-minute basis. I'm 5 years almost into my transition. I love being me, but there's nothing more complicated than the relationship with me and the world. I changed. There's this weird kind of dialogue that happens when someone comes out of the closet. And you're kind of required, or it's helpful to say something like, I'm the same person I was always, you just know this about me. And when I first came out, I guess that could have been true, but at this point, it couldn't be any further from the truth. I've changed a lot. I've changed the way I react to other people. I started responding because I got tired of people laughing in my face and walking away and feeling just like some sort of mindless doll. I got tired of putting up with that which I knew didn't need to be dealt with. Part of getting older is choosing your battles and knowing what is just not worth fighting for or fighting about, I know who I am. I don't have any interest in debating that with anyone. Last year I got really involved in protesting, and I wanted to be as loud and as open and as helpful and as vocal about the murders of black trans women that are constantly happening all over this globe, but in this country, specifically in the United States of America. We've already lost 45 trans people in the United States alone to violence, to physical violence. Most of them were black or brown. I have not read a single name all year of people who get killed because I couldn't. This year I stopped. As you all knew, I gave my home to a friend for 8 months and let him live here while he kind of degraded my mental, emotional health. I degraded my mental, emotional health by allowing him to stay here. I learned today that I get hives when I'm stressed. I saw my dermatologist again, and he looked back at the pictures from March, and he was like, yeah, I don't know what was setting you off, but it must be a stressful, because I'm getting hives again right now on my hips and butt. Getting hives again, and it's just from surgery stress. And then there's all of the people on the internet, on Facebook. I don't go on Facebook to fight with people that I've met before, And it's not even a place for discord. I go on there to share my thoughts, and either you vibe with it or you don't. And the idea is that if you don't vibe with what I say, you move on. I am not open for all, I'm not open. You don't get to just step into my world and tell me that I'm doing things wrong because you feel emboldened to. I promise you that you feel emboldened to because I've allowed you to do that to me before. I helped this man across the street today. I was crossing up here. It's a 6-lane street. 3 this way, 3 that way. Oh, there's a turn in the middle. And I cross, and it turns green for us, I go, and he's in a wheelchair. And I get to the other side, and I was like, I gotta check that guy. He probably didn't make it. And he didn't make it even 2 lanes. And we had 6 seconds left. So I bolted back, grabbed him, was like, do you need help? And he was like, yeah, and I, wheeled him back. Whatever. The cars were trying to cut, they were almost hitting us. We were in the street. It was on a green. It was scary. I mean, it wasn't. I was there. I was like, thank you. It was fine. But I did what anybody would do. You go out and help the old man in the wheelchair. But when I said, duck to these old ladies on the bus, or when I call out nurses who wear crosses and then stab me too hard, or get weird, or add numbers to my weight, which is hysterical. You think I have some sort of insecurity about my weight, sweetie? I'm solid muscle. Like, you want to put 20 pounds on me? Try it. Like, that's funny, you know? Like, you don't... Or when I'm calling out the hypocrisy of anti-vax people right now. I'm sorry, but when I do that, like, I'm not asking you to fight with me or debate with me. I'm not asking you about your feelings. I'm on my Facebook platform expressing my feelings to people who are on my friends list. I can remove you very easily, just like you can remove me. We don't have to fight about this, okay? But I am not a nun, and I am, as a queer person, not obligated to be the highest moral standard. And it's pretty sick that I have to be either this or this for people to digest me. You either hate me or you obsess over me. And it's I'm a person. I'm a human being. And I get treated like shit in the world, and I get treated like love in the world. There's all sorts of experiences, and I choose how I want to operate and how I want to feel. But if you're gonna be the kind of person who comes in and tells me that I have to tailor my own experiences for your comfort level, you probably don't have the comfort level to deal with me. Like, whatever the issue is, like, I'm a tough girl, and I talk tough because I don't have a lot of people in my life. I don't have a husband or a boyfriend or a relationship to rely on. I don't have a lot of friends, because friends do what? They suck off of your energy. They come into your home, they beg you to come into their home, and they just take all of your energy, and then you go back into the world and you have to revitalize yourself. I don't like giving myself to everyone, and now that I'm finally comfortable enough to share my thoughts on Facebook, all these people have the audacity to try and start fights with me about my thoughts. I don't like to, it is always the condescension for me. Someone condescending me that's the straw that will break my back. Do not talk down to me. Do not speak to me like I don't understand. And it's Facebook. It's Facebook. It's my Facebook page. I will say what I feel like saying. I mean, what do you think you're gonna change my mind about? You think I'm going and swearing at little old ladies on the bus all the time? I'm sorry I had a bad day and told this girl to duck. And then, like, you know, Kathy coming after me for talking about Christianity being so hypocritical. Like, oh, you are not an ally if you traded allyship for my accepting your ignorance in other realms of society. I'm sending love, but I'm not answering the phone, or I'm not gonna fight with any of you. I'm not, you know, I'm happy as I can be, you know? I think happiness has a peak, and you hit it, and that's where you're happy, and you live your life, and you let the dopamine go down, you let yourself, you know, rest, and you feel contentment, and that's adulthood. But for the love of God, stop asking me to pretend that I have some sort of, that I'm like a nun, or that I am, a children's character. Seriously, we all have to grow up now. Please don't come into my space and expect that I'm gonna be a cloud or like bubblegum, you know? I'm not dumb. And the hard part about that is that I remember a lot and I retain a lot of things, and I probably should let go. I just want to be, I think on Trans Day of Remembrance, and on this week of, whatever this trans week is, Trans Week of Awareness or something, Trans Awareness Week. I just wish you'd all be aware of my negative feelings, and don't tell me who I need to protect. I came onto this planet to protect predominantly myself, okay? And the most marginalized people on this planet are Black trans women. Thank you.
What's your name? 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 What's your name?